Oh my gosh, Matt be great. I ain't heard this name in a while. What's with your boy following another reaction? We have how a five-star phenom ruined his life. Speedy Noil's wild story. From Louisiana, being from Louisiana, bro. This nigga was a demon. Oh my gosh, nigga with the in the car, bro. I remember this nigga, bro. I ain't hear about where's this nigga at? I need to know. What is
12
this
years
nigga
ago, there
doing?
was a kid coming onto
This nigga probably in jail or something.
a scene out of nowhere. Some were going as far as saying he was a young prodigy, and I'm not too opposed to that statement because he was listed as a 5-star recruit, but not only that, he had a 100 out of 100 scout grade. That's
Damn, bro.
perfect. Many out there believed he was the #1 overall recruit coming out of high school football.
I did know. I do know he had crime problems. Like he always got arrested and he had fucking problems with that shit.
But we like to use 24/7
Criminal
Sports over
history.
here, and they had him ranked as the 6th best player in the nation. Not too shabby. This guy had everything you wanted in a great wide receiver. He had good hands, he was fast, he had great acceleration, but most importantly, he was an athlete. He had what I like to label as rare, God-given talent and ability. But what if I were to tell you this young man...
Oh, this nigga would have had a big ass NIL, bro. This nigga would have been rich as fuck during the NIL era, and maybe he wouldn't been in fucking jail and shit, like
You're looking
getting
at right
arrested
here
and shit.
would turn into this only
Yep.
roughly 10 years later. Or not even 10 years later, it was more so of around 7 or 8, but I rounded up for the sake of the video. You get the point.
Bald,
What went wrong, you
bald,
may ask?
nigga,
That's a great
bald,
question, my friend. I'll let to answer it. A lot went wrong. For starters, you don't gotta be a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together. This is a mugshot. He got suspended not once, not twice, but 3 times in college. What's really sad about it is they continued to give him chance after chance after chance, and he squandered away every opportunity. There's many questions. People have been asking.
A stupid New Orleans nigga. I know a couple niggas like this. These New Orleans niggas for you Louisiana niggas in general.
About this guy
Crash
even to
outs.
this day. But however, it all circles back to the one. And I mean the one big question we're going to try to get to the bottom of in today's video. What really happened to Speedy Noil? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great day. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Jumping in real quick to say, this has been requested by multiple people. I can't find all the comments, but if you requested it, you know who you are. Major shout out to you. I greatly appreciate it. I'm also jumping in here.
Yeah, Ryan Switzer. I know he made it to the league. I think he was on the Steelers for a little bit. I don't know if he's still in the
Is the
league.
start of the offseason.
Let's see. I ain't hear about that name in a while. Ryan Switzer. Little ass white boy. That nigga was short as fuck. What buddy doing? Oh, he a coach now? Yeah, yeah. Then he a coach? Oh, receivers coach and game coordinator for Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. Damn, that's the school B-Lou went to. Tulsa.
Which means it's the start of the documentary series on the channel. We take recommendations, so if there's a player or a situation you want to see a video on, leave a comment down below, and who knows, we might make that video. That's all I got for y'all. I hope you enjoy the video, and by the way, if you do enjoy these videos, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It helps us out tremendously. Let's get into Mr. Speedy Noil story, though, and you already know, we gotta throw it all the way back to where things started. Mr. Speedy Noil grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, where he would terrorize the competition. And what is the golden rule on our channel? Am I going to sit up here and talk about his numbers, his stats, his glory days in high school? Absolutely not. We're not doing that for 2 minutes. I think it's a waste of time. It's the same thing for all these players we talk about. They went off. End of story. He was a flat-out beast. You see it right here. You don't get this without being a monster. 5-star recruit, but the most eye-opening thing to me is the 100. Not a 99. We see.
How many players got 100s? I know. Don't Jeremiah Smith got a 100 as a prospect. I know Bryce Underwood got a 100. Yeah, they don't just get that shit out.
98, 97 all the time, but a 100 overall scout grade. Ridiculous. He wasn't just one of the best wide receiver recruits in his class. He's actually one of the best wide receiver recruits of all time. Yeah. With him being from Louisiana, there was some, I guess you'd say, anticipation that he may be leaning towards them, but nope. He wound up committing and signing with the Texas A&M Aggies. In 12 games played, he had 46 catches for 583 yards and 5 touchdowns. For a true freshman, if you gotta ask me, yeah, that is going off. That's great. He wasn't just making a couple catches here and there. He was really contributing to this team. And A&M fans, and I remember watching him as a freshman, we all had the same perspective. You looked at Speedy Noil and was going, dang, man, He's doing this as a freshman? I can't wait to see what he does in 2015. He's going to have a breakout season. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but I'm going to spoil it for you. Like the man, the myth, the legend Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend. That didn't happen. At this point in time in our story,
this nigga could have been a Tyreek Hill. Like, bro could have been dominating the fucking league. Oh my gosh.
need you to pay close attention in this. This is the last time we talk about Speedy Noil before he starts getting in trouble. Up until this point, it's smooth, hence why we haven't really gotten into any of the drama because there wasn't too much. But heading into 2015, that's where the drama, it starts. Could you chop this up to maybe he had an ego, maybe he was feeling himself after that freshman year? You could. I wouldn't be mad at you for that. Because most freshmen, what do? They're trying to cross all their T's, dot their I's, lay low, stay out of trouble because they don't want to get in the doghouse. Well, after you have what I would say is a breakout freshman year, you start to feel like you can get away with things. And maybe that was the mentality you had. If you gotta ask me, it does make a little sense. Because heading into that 2015 season, before we even get into fall, in spring, he got suspended for a few practices. I had to do a lot of digging to find that out, and it wasn't really highlighted anywhere because it's not really that big of a deal. You're not even getting suspended for fall practice, it's spring practice. People aren't even talking about football in the spring too much. So that somewhat got pushed under the rug, and they...
Bro, I went to school, bro, with a nigga named Elias, bro. The nigga was from Hollywood, bro. This nigga flipped out in the middle of class, flipped his desk through a chair. We all had to run out the classroom. I went in the fucking library. I'd have been in the school with some fucking crash notes, my nigga. Like,
just labeled it, head coach at the time, Kevin, someone as disciplinary reasons or disciplinary actions. Well, fast forward time into November of 2015, reminder, his sophomore year, he got suspended for one game against Western Carolina for violation of team rules. Remember, perspective is key. At the time of that incident, that was the only major thing that has come up. So you're kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt. It's like, well, yeah, he got in trouble, but it's a one-time thing. As long as it don't happen again, we're not going to make too big of a deal out of this, rightfully so. But in that same 2015 season, he got suspended again for the Music City Bowl against Louisville. So not really a good look, but let me show you his stats in 2015. It was just really disappointing to say the least. In only 9 games played, he had 21 catches for 226 yards, 2 touchdowns. Essentially, non-factor. And this is where we start to go, Houston, we may have a problem on our hands. And a problem it was. When you get suspended for the little FCS opponent, Western Carolina, that isn't just supposed to be a slap on the wrist. It's supposed to be a wake-up call. And for most players, it is. They never get in trouble again. I can't remember who said this. Was it Bear Bryant? Or it might have been a basketball coach. But they said, you know what the best teacher is? The bench. And they're 100% right. If you want to get a player's attention, and all my former athletes, you can vouch for me on this, sit them on the bench because all they can do is think about what they've done up until that point. And I give credit to A&M. They tried disciplining him. It just didn't work. Fast forward time into 2016, he had missed the season opener due to the suspension from 2015 carrying over, and he also got suspended again in 2016 because he got arrested for Mary Jane. So here we are yet again. We got Speedy Noil getting suspended for another bowl game. Let me read this off to you word for word. Texas A&M wide receiver Speedy Noil was suspended by Texas A&M per athletic department policy on Tuesday after turning himself into authorities earlier in the day after a warrant had been issued for his arrest on possession of Mary Jane. Noil posted $2,000 bond and was released. He was in possession of 2 ounces of Mary Jane.
Waste of potential really pissed me off.
Quote unquote, we are aware of the situation with football player Speedy Noil, and he was suspended prior to practice today per athletic department policy. The police were called to Noil's College Station apartment on Friday, December 16th, for a noise complaint. According to a probable cause statement obtained by, police?
Nah, with NIL and money, this nigga probably would have been worse. Nigga would have been, nigga probably would have been buying more than just weed.
Department of News source, you get the point. KAGS, the responding officer smelled the strong
nigga would have had a Hellcat. He probably would have fucking crashed just Hellcat. Like,
strong odor of Mary Jane as he approached Noil's apartment and heard the TV at a loud volume. Noil came to the door when the officer knocked, but would not allow the officer to enter and became verbally defensive and uncooperative, and more officers responded to the scene. The officers obtained a search warrant and found approximately 5 grams of Mary Jane in Noil's apartment. We talked about this is the second time in less than a year Noil has been suspended by Texas A&M. He missed the 2015 Music City Bowl, and the 2016 season opener, yada, yada, yada. We've already talked all about that. Moral of the story is, Speedy Noil, he's not even walking on thin ice. The ice is broken. So due to the multiple suspensions in 2016, he only appeared in 10 games. Very similar to 2015, actually, a carbon copy pace. Had 21 catches, same as 2015, 325 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Let's talk about this a little bit, and you've probably picked up on it. Even if he would have played 12, 13 games in both those years, he wouldn't have put up great numbers. At max, he might have had 400, 500 receiving yards. I want to make this clear. It's not like when Speedy Noil wasn't getting in trouble, he was going off for 175 receiving yards a game and 2 touchdowns. No, it wasn't anything like that. He wasn't doing much of anything. Let me put it to you like this, put it into a better perspective. He wasn't a wide receiver that you were game planning around as a defensive coordinator. I do think some of that falls back on A&M because they didn't put him in a great position to succeed, but like we say, it is what it is. I'm just here to give you the facts, or I guess it'd be more so of my opinion. And my opinion on this is,
I still won't get this nigga jersey though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a lot of jerseys I need to get. I ain't gonna lie.
when he was able to play,
I won't get a high school jersey of this nigga too.
he still wasn't lighting up defenses, and he wasn't too good. You ready for this, though? This is where things in our story gets weird. So old buddy decides to declare for the NFL draft after this not-so-great junior season? What is he thinking? And look, I get it. I understand there was probably no coming back to A&M. He already burned those bridges, and he didn't want to return. But going to the NFL draft, that wasn't going to work out either. I don't know who was advising him, but they gave him some awful, and I'm talking about awful advice. A&M fans were just as shocked by this as I was. Take a look at what some people were saying about it. This is surprising given Noil's inconsistency and shenanigans, but good luck to him. Coaches probably told Speedy, you'll have to go to class, quit doping, and compete for a starting position. In other words,
like, bro, you smoking weed and, like, bro, you cook game?
Okay. I wish all Aggie players well when it's time for them to lead the team. Thank you for the contribution to the team. Every little bit helps. Anyway, he wasn't going to gain much more staying in college, and we were not going to be much better with him staying. Maybe worse off.
A&M, y'all choked the fucking SEC this year. I ain't gonna lie. I've been saying Marcel Reed was ass speaking on A&M. That nigga just a runner, like
his track record. So I might as well move on. Who knows? Maybe he'll be a great NFL player. Maybe. Hope so for his sake. I doubt any pro team will pick him up. He has too much baggage. He may make it as a free agent. I doubt it. Again, too much of a troubled past. Lots of baggage for sure. Good luck, Speedy. Turn all around. Gig him. Yep, this team will miss his inconsistent play, missed games, and yearly suspension. Doesn't matter how talented you are if you're a consistent knucklehead. Good luck with that NFL thing. Regardless of how you feel about his decision to forego his final year eligibility, he did it. Did it pay off? Absolutely not. Nobody thought he was going to get drafted, and guess what? He didn't. He went undrafted. He might have had a shot of getting selected in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round if he was balling out outside of all the red flags and concerns, outside of him getting suspended. But here's the thing. Teams are...
Yeah, he was just painfully average. Like,
Brady don't want to take a risk on a guy with character concerns. They're especially not going to take a risk on a guy who's not even that good when he is playing. So to nobody's shot whatsoever went undrafted, but here's the thing with that. A lot of people sign to a team as an undrafted free agent.
Nobody picked this nigga up.
Nobody was even calling him for that. That should go to tell you how little interest NFL teams had on him. He did get himself a tryout with the Green Bay Packers, but he didn't even earn a spot on the 90-man roster. Unless...
Yeah, you BJ. Hang it up. Speedy. You was just BJ.
I'm highly mistaken. I believe that is the first cut because they dwindle it down. They go from 90 to something to...
Yeah, your ass was a high school merchant, high school highlight merchant. Another nigga y'all remember? Do y'all remember Puka Williams, bro? If you from Louisiana, bro, y'all remember Puka Williams, bro? Running back, bro. He made it to the league. He was on the Bengals for a little bit.
Roster. He didn't even make the 90-man roster. Think about that. That should go to tell you how far away he was from the NFL. Then tried picking up with the Seahawks for a little bit, and nothing happened there either. He finally realized, you know what, I'm not making it to the NFL, so let me try some other leagues. He started out with the CFL, which is the Canadian Football League. Nothing happened there. He then tried the AAF, but they went bankrupt. He would then try some indoor football leagues, which, as we all know, that is the bottom of the barrel and pretty much...
Yeah.
the end-all be-all for your football career. And in the midst of all this, he had found himself in some more trouble in 2019. One of the times he got arrested in 2019 was for trespassing. According to police, the 23-year-old was making offensive comments to staff while trying to order a drink at Bahama Bucks on Hallman Drive. When he was asked to leave, Noil reportedly refused. That's when the business owner called police. A criminal trespass warning was issued, but Noil again refused to leave. He began posturing up to the officers, and that's when he was arrested. I mean, come on now. How do I even feel bad for a guy like this? I can't. They were trying to be nice to him. The police officers are like, hey man, just pack it up, go home. The owner doesn't want you. And he's like, nah. What are you gonna do about it? Like, come on, man, what are we doing? Wound up getting charged with criminal trespassing and, of course, resisting arrest. The other offense in 2019, a more serious one, he was charged with assault and evading arrest. Again. See some pattern recognition here. He evaded the police twice. The first incident happened on April 19, 2019 on Hallerman Drive East and Dartmoor Street in College Station around 2:30 p.m. A man said he was with two others serving an eviction notice to Noil when Noil attacked him and punched him in the face.
Oh yeah, CT. Then they got that CT.
They said Noil ran from the scene and police were not able to find him, so he got away. The second event took place on April 20th, 2019 at the lofts at Wolfpen Creek apartment homes on the 600 block of Hallman Drive East around midnight. Security guards said they approached Noil, who was in the apartment building's computer lab playing music loudly, and asked him to turn down the music. Noil responded by taking a knife out of his pocket.
What the fuck? Boy, this nigga a nut job.
And putting it on the table, they said. Noil then walked out of the computer lab despite orders to stop, police said. As police continued to walk after him, they said Noil then began to run away from them. Police said they lost sight of him in the apartment complex. He was later arrested and booked into the Brazo County Jail, hope I'm saying that correctly, on a $14,000 bond. I think y'all get the gist of things. The guy's just a straight up lunatic. He couldn't get out of his own way, and it wasn't just in 2019. It was all throughout
his whole fucking career.
As to what he's doing now in the big 2026, don't know. I did a ton of digging research. I couldn't find a thing. So if you know
that nigga goes so
anything about a situation, please enlighten us.
That nigga probably fucking serving up some hot dogs at the concession stands. That nigga probably sell fucking, I don't know,
in the comment section. But if I had to give my best educated guess,
you could probably catch that nigga on Bourbon Street. He was probably at Mardi Gras. I don't know.
Probably isn't up to anything good. Do I feel bad for Speedy Noil? Absolutely not. You had all the tools to obtain generational wealth, to live a dream life, and you threw it away. He ruined his own life. And here's
you doing all this with no NIL game? Like, he would have been up or had some type of money if it was NIL, bro. Around this time.
It's not like he had a career-ending injury or anything like that. No, it was all him. I have so much sympathy for these athletes that catch the injury bug and they just can't make it to the NFL, or maybe they make it, but they don't get a great shot because of that said injury. But this wasn't anything like that. He just goofed it up himself. Many more things I could say when up here. Let me know your thoughts down below. But
good one, Matt. Be great. I'm like this video. This a name I ain't hear of in a while, especially being from Louisiana. You brought me back, my nigga. I remember hearing about this nigga, bro. Nigga was dominant as fuck. I need. Can I buy that nigga in the car jersey? Let me see. I need that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. How much that bitch cost? Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see that boy IG. The fuck? Man, nigga posted. Hold on. Oh shit. The fuck? Then they don't got that bitch. Yeah.